This is more difficult than we thought. Let's get dressed.
Drag, filth, horror, glamour. Dragula, she's a killer. Queen Dragula, she'll make you scream. Drag, 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 Dragula.
I just can't decide. I mean, honestly, I'd love to kill all of them, but one of them has to win. And I think I know some bitches that can help us decide.
What a perfectly disgusting idea. Let's go.
What was wrong with you? This wasn't a joke. I've never had to yell at a girl like this. And I knew when my mother yelled at me, it was because she loved me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
My dear sweet Loris, you made us so proud. You got all your sisters to hate you, and in such a short amount of time. You're a monster after our own hearts. She still has a pulse. This changes everything. On second thought. No, it doesn't.
Israel, get the girls cleaned up and bring them to dinner.
Except for poor Pinche. There doesn't seem to be much left of her.
Look, our guests of honor have arrived. The whole family together again for one last supper.
We couldn't decide who to give the crown to, so we've invited your exorcisters here to help us decide.
They're a little dead at the moment, but I think it's time we give them life.
Welcome back to the land of the living, darlings. We have brought you back for 1 hour so that you may help us decide who will take the crown and who will die. While the 6 of you managed to get yourselves killed competing for the Dragula crown, Frankie, Melissa, and Vander remain.
And we are well aware that no one knows better than you how difficult this competition can be, so we require your expertise.
Each of you may ask one question of one of the remaining girls, and when you're done, you will tell us who you think should walk away with the Dragula crown and who you think should join you in the land of the unliving.
Ursula, we'll begin with you.
Vander, if you choose somebody else that is more deserving than yourself for the Dragula crown, who would it be?
If I choose one of the other girls to win, it would be Melissa, because I've seen her perform on stage and I think she really packs a punch. And she always leaves an impression on me when I see her perform.
Well, I think Soji can attest to that she really does pack a punch, doesn't she?
Not my litter, bitch.
Here's my litter.
Ursula, who do you think should get the chop?
From what I've seen and what I know, I would say Melissa B. Fierce should get the chop.
And why is that?
I think the other queens show a little more over-the-top monster ability. And although Melissa has outlasted me, I don't know if she necessarily has what it takes to be the next drag supermonster.
Interesting.
Words well spoken from the great beyond.
Zochi, what's your question?
Vander, what makes you think you're punk rock enough to be Dragula's next super monster?
I think my drag, even before the competition, very much embodied what Dragula is all about. And through the competition, from what I understand, I'm the only one with 2 challenge wins, and I'm the only one that has not been on the bottom. And I'm not afraid to eat lunch or do whatever I have to do to get the crown.
And you would send the Grim Reaper after which one of your beloved sisters here?
As much as I love her, and as much as I don't.
Oh, enough with all of that, just get to the name.
Okay, Melissa B. Fierce. I'm sorry, baby doll, but you have not been a monster before this challenge. What makes you think you're going to be a monster afterwards?
Is that a question or a
No, that's
statement?
time to go.
Oh, really? Okay.
The clowns got beef with each other.
Really? Heated. I know that I came in as an underdog because I am not a Dragula girl or in the scene of it, but you know what? I think that me coming in this competition has made me switch from one drag to another, and like, you know what? And I love it and I enjoy it. And if people think that I don't deserve to be here, honey, I'm still here. I'm top 3. You guys are gone, and peace out, bitch. Deuces. Honey. That's all.
Is it?
Meatball, you came so close. What is your question for the girls that remain?
My question is gonna be for Frankie. You know I love you. You know I love what you do. But how
do you think that you've grown or changed in this competition?
I've always been a monster. I think out of everyone here, I'm the only monster here. I consistently wear horns, teeth, I'm a creature. I don't want to be a woman. I want to be a monster.
I'm sorry, you said consistently and I asked how did you change?
My changes, I learned a lot from here. I learned that it takes more than just coming out and being bloody. So I've learned to make my own stuff. I've learned to make clothes. I've learned to make outfits. I've learned to put things together and to step up the polish a little more. Because every critique gave me something to work on, gave me something to try harder for. And I really think I kicked its ass every time, which is why I'm here.
I have one more question. What was your favorite outfit that I wore though?
Everybody hated the first one. I love it. Thank you so much, bitch. I'm gonna eat this bitch.
Meatball, if you could off one of the remaining 3, which one would it be and why?
Honestly, this is so hard because I love all 3 of them so much.
No, you don't.
I do. Quit trying to put words in my mouth. I do love all 3 of them so much. I do think that the one person that was a late bloomer was Frankie. I do love her look tonight, and I do love what she did in San Francisco, and I love everything about it. I do not think that she deserved to make it to the top 3.
Oh,
Sorry,
it's all good. I'm here now.
but I know.
All right, let's shift gears and move on to the other side of the table. Miss Loris.
Okay, so my question is for my good Judy Vander Von Odd. So I'd like to know, you've been very, I feel, fair and modest and humble in this competition. But I would like to hear why you feel like you should win this competition and why you're better than these other 2 girls.
I feel like I should win because, like I mentioned earlier, my drag since before the competition very much embodied what Dragula is all about. And this competition really lit a fucking fire under my ass to sort of take my drag and put it on steroids, especially being someone who's just entering the scene. It's so easy to have those feelings of sort of self-doubt about what you're doing, and I think for me, being in this competition really validated me, who I am, and my artistry,
I'm
and
right
sort
there
of
with
put
you,
my
girl.
value to it. And I earned this shit. I worked so fucking hard to be where I am right now, so I know I deserve it.
Work.
Loris, there's a second part to what we need from you.
Melissa, be fierce.
Why would you send Melissa to the great beyond?
First of all, I would love to say that I have a lot of respect for you. You have established yourself as an entertainer in our community, and you are divine. But this look tonight, I mean, this makeup we've seen from Xochimochi's promo look, the no eyebrows, the glitter crease, the clown under eye. I mean, you know, like I feel like you're so talented at drag, but maybe this isn't the type of drag for you.
Happy. I like that, girl. Very happy.
Good, I'm glad. I'm
No, you know what, bitch? You are always trying to fucking come from somebody all the motherfucking time. All the fucking time, bitch.
Me?
She's right.
Yes, you want to come for all of us up here, bitch, and I'm fucking tired of it.
Who else did I come for besides you?
Loris isn't the only one who said that tonight, though.
Excuse me?
Meatball, your hair.
Sorry.
Loris isn't the only one who said that tonight, though.
What?
About your makeup, though. We have seen that. And it
Okay, and it's also what? Just because I'm doing this means that you're the only person that does it?
No, but I think
Bitch,
you being
no.
so seasoned in what you do, I think this shows that you aren't the monster.
Well, maybe I'm not then.
And girl, it's
But
not
bitch,
about-
I'm
exactly,
here.
you said it.
I'm here.
That's enough.
I'm
Yeah.
here. You're not.
Well-
There you go. I fucking fought fucking to be on top 3, and I fucking did it. Week after week, and I'm here.
Pays to be a bitch, huh?
It does. You should know better, bitch.
I should.
You should know.
I should channel that more.
Maybe
I
you
should
should,
channel
girl.
that
Maybe
more.
you should. You should do it more often.
No,
girl.
I agree with you. I think
Okay,
that's
then.
a part of my personality that I could channel more.
But
something I could learn
that's
from
what I
you.
don't like you in this table,
Absolutely.
girl. And I'm the one to tell you that.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's your opinion. I've
It
yet to
is.
hear that from
It
anyone
is.
else.
Okay, well,
I've yet
I mean,
to hear that from anyone
well, I'm
else.
waiting for them to speak up then.
Me too.
Huh?
Anyone?
John.
Anyone? Foxy?
Wait, what are you asking for?
Does anyone have objections as to me being a bitch?
No, none of us
No.
have objections. You
Yeah.
are a bitch. Yes.
No.
Well, but okay, but is that not a part of this competition?
I think we all have our personalities.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
for
for real
if we
though.
liked it or not.
Bitch is one.
Trust.
Okay. If we've taken a moment to retract our claws, let's move down the line to Foxy. I'd like to hear what she has to say.
Okay, so the most important thing here at this table, I believe, is to ask Miss Frankie Doom, who the hell do you think is the prettiest bitch on this table?
Me.
Clearly.
Oh! Yeah!
Come through.
I mean,
Come through.
biggest hair, biggest tits, biggest shoes, biggest body.
And that should be
Biggest ball.
everyone's answer at this table is your goddamn selves.
Sick
Accurate.
Team.
Accurate.
Team.
Okay. Okay, before you even ask me the question, I know what the answer is. And unfortunately, who I give the chop to, Melissa. I love you, and you know that. You've had my back since the beginning I've done drag. You've seen me, you've gave me support. But the truth is, who I see as a monster is not you. And you have your hold in the drag community, bitch. So you take that and you run away with it and you stay the fuck away from here. Boom, boom,
Y'all are just coming from me today.
Despite the tension, I have to say that I am glad that our little family can work out their differences here at the dinner table instead of on the internet. I'm glad that you all have grown to be able to say what you think to people's faces. Families fight, and this family is no exception. You've had your chance to say who you think should die and who you think should win. But the truth is, 3 of these girls have made it to the final 3. And since we are a family, I would like to ask each of you to give one girl a piece of advice that will strengthen them and help them make it through to the finale and to snatching the crown for themselves.
Ursula, let's begin with you again. One piece of advice for one of your remaining sisters.
Frankie, I would tell you to keep going because I feel like you're the most deserving.
Thank you.
Because you embody all of the attributes that it takes to be Dragula, but not just some of them.
Thank you so much. Accurate. Thank you so much.
Foxy?
Miss Melissa B. first.
Yes.
What I would give you as advice is don't fuck with me. That's one thing. Secondly, stay you.
Meatball, who would you choose to bestow with your worldly wisdom?
I'd say Vander. Don't be afraid to get fucking dirty, bitch. I know you can do it. When you ate them brains, I saw it. Get nasty, get dirty. You do it already, but you can go further with it, and that's it.
Thank you.
No problem, bitch.
Xochitl,
I have to agree with Ursula and Meatball. Frankie, I feel like you are the monster. You have been the monster from day one, and you have proven yourself. Vander, I feel like I have not seen you get gritty and dark enough to be Dragula's next super monster. But I feel like you have the potential to be that, as well as Melissa. And I agree, you are a motherfucking star already. But the next drag super monster, I feel, is definitely Frankie.
Thank you so much. And Loris?
Okay, so Vander, I have an extreme amount of respect for you because you give a voice to the people like us that don't have one in the queer community, and I just want to implore you to like remind, your fans who you've garnered so many of through your success, that it's also okay to be different and weird and kind of not perfect, because I feel like you do embody sort of the grunginess and the horror, but I would like to see a little bit of, just embracing the flawedness that is a part of Dragula, the punk component. And you have that in you. I just think it's important for people to see that.
Okay, I'm about to get nasty after these critiques. Thank
Word.
you.
Okay.
That's what we want to see, girl.
Well, listen, ladies, our time is running short, and that was very insightful. You've given us a lot of food for thought. But the final decision cannot be made until our final 3 ladies have faced the Grand Extermination Challenge.
That's right. The remaining 3 of you will have 2 weeks to create 3 runway looks for the ultimate floor show starring you.
These looks will embody the 3 primary principles of Dragula: filth, glamour, and horror. You will use everything you can, all of your resources, and prove to us that you have what it takes to be crowned our drag supermonster.
Right now, it's anyone's game. Each of you, ironically, possess one of the main qualities of Dragula. Melissa, the glamour, Vander, the horror, and Frankie, the filth.
It will be interesting to see which one of our principles prevail.
Now, for our exorcisters here, we're sorry that you had to die, but it was a necessity. This competition is difficult, and only one person can come out on top. But now, it's time to sleep. All right, for the 3 of you remaining, in 2 weeks' time, the final floor show will take place. And when it's all done, one of you will be walking out of here, crowned the world's first drag supermonster.
Now, off to your crypts. It's time to toil. Do your best, darlings, and don't bore us. It's a matter of life and death.
I feel confident as fuck, and I wasn't very confident like when we started like episode 1. I remember thinking like, as long as I make it to like 2 episodes, like maybe 3, that'll be cute, and then like some bitch is gonna knock me off or like totally murder me. But then like episode 3 happened, and I shared the win with Melissa, and I did the extermination challenge, and I had never been in the bottom. And once that happened, there's kind of like a switch where I was like, I can't be in the bottom, like that's not an option. I can't go home. I can't like not make it to top 3 at this point. Like I have to make it. Fuck, it's been work, man. It's been so much fucking work, and I worked so hard for this. Like I never went to set on more than like an hour or 2 of sleep, because even up to the last minute I was like gluing the fucking stones and like hemming shit, and I just worked really fucking hard for it, and it's so close now. Like it's almost in my claws. Yeah, I do have some final thoughts, and they're not about me, they're actually about Melissa. Throughout the competition, I've just heard people, especially when we got announced, people, not just like queens, but also a lot of fans saying like, what is Melissa doing here? Like, she's too polished, she's a WeHo queen, she's a beauty queen, this and that, she doesn't belong there. And like, I can't help but be reminded of when Sharon got on Drag Race, and everyone was saying like, oh, Sharon shouldn't be there, she's not polished enough, she's not a beauty queen, she's not this, she's not that. And this sort of like policing of drag and who can do what kinds of drag and what platforms they can or can't do them on, I feel is just like a bunch of bullshit. I feel like, beauty queen or not, Melissa's a fierce bitch, and she earned her spot on the top 3, and like all this like shade being thrown at her is kind of stupid. I think Dragula is really going to affect the future of drag in that there's no longer just a limited reference of what drag can be. I think Dragula really opens the spectrum to be able to say anything and everything can be drag. It's just, you know, the way you present it. And I think a lot of kids, like me growing up, like I would have loved to have something like Dragula, you know, having these sort of figures that are like freakish and crazy, but at the same time very sane and grounded and intelligent. I mean, as far as grounded as you can be when you're a fucking drag queen. But, you know, these people going out into the world and saying like, this is me, like fuck you if you don't like it, and if you do, like, come on, like let's hang out. Being like kids being able to see that, I feel is so eye-opening, and like I wish I would have had something like Dragula
when I was growing up.
It's been a beautiful time I've spent in this Dragula competition. I will not change it for anything. It has changed my thinking in what I first came in the competition with in my mind. Like, at first I thought drag was this one sort of thing where you have to always look your best, look polished, and this and that. You know, this is what I had in mind. But honestly, drag is just, it's more than that. Drag, you don't have to be fierce. You don't have to fucking be pretty all the time. You could fucking step out of the box and fucking be ugly and fucking be monstrous and be spooky. You don't have to always be fierce. Yes, at the Last Supper, oh my goodness, I did get attacked very, very bad. And honestly, I don't give a fuck. You know, like, I'm here, like I said, I'm here, they're not. And I think it's just they're bitter because of the fact that I made it this far. And then I think me going in the competition, they didn't think I was gonna be good enough to stay this far, but I'm here, so probably that's why they thought they think that I wasn't monster material for me to take the crown, you know. But bitch, better beware, honey. Just because I come from a different scene doesn't mean I won't be able to win. Being in the final top 3, I feel fucking excited. It is it's fucking bomb, you know. It's the fact that you're up here in top 3 and the other bitches are not. It feels good. It feels fucking good. It's amazing. It's just a very happy moment, actually. Yes, I have read the comments on Reddit and so on, but you know, I did try to kind of stay away from it, just for the same fact that they just want to fucking talk shit and just bring you down. It's not cool, you know. Just sit back and take a chill pill and relax and enjoy the fucking show. You know, it's like a fucking ride. Enjoy it. Just fucking have fun with it. You know, we're having fun with it. Why can't you have fun with it? Just shut the fuck up.
It's crazy that it's almost over. It's crazy that I'm here, that I made it to the end, and that I could potentially take this crown home. It means a lot to me, and to win would be incredible. I mean, aside from just the money and the prizes or whatnot, I mean, for me, it's more than that. It would validate my career, validate my choices, my aesthetic, because, like I said before, I've competed other places. I've done drag for a while, and I've been going other places, and people think I'm cool. People like what I do. When it comes to being scrutinized with a lot of other girls, it's always kind of pushed aside because it's weird, because it's too out there, because it's not, you know, fish, or I'm not trying to look like a passable woman, or I'm not doing a regular pop number, because usually I'm killing people or pulling guts out of somewhere, so it's not your typical day-to-day. So this would be cool to be recognized and to win something for being as intense and monstrous as I am, because that's what I do, and I would never change that. Yeah, I tend to like very similar hairdos, because I like to throw myself all over the place and get dirty. I'm not one of the girls that like to have, well, changing now, because I do like to have pretty hair now, but predominantly my Frankie style has always been having a huge, big, nappy, dreaded, out of control hair. That's just what I do. I mean, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm glad that it happened for me in my drag career. I'm glad that I'm able to be a part of this, because this is kind of, I feel like it's the first of its kind. It's cool to see an alternative. There's so many of us that are different, that aren't trying to do a certain aesthetic or a certain look or a certain type of drag, and there's so much more to it. And I think people need to be open and need to see that. There's blood, there's gore, there's so much more. There's just references, even comedy. There's just so much more than simply being beautiful and looking like a lady.
Here we are, the final floor show of Dragula. We're down to the best of the best. Only the top 3 ghouls remain, and we've given them each 2 weeks to come up with their looks, and we're just dying to see what they've done.
We've challenged each of the girls to come up with their own interpretations of the principles of Dragula: filth, glamour, and horror. After they present them here in the floor show, we will finally decide who takes the crown and who will become the world's first drag supermonster.
Let's let the floor show begin.
Glamour. Filth.
Girls, we just want to start off by saying thank you. Thank you for taking everything that we threw at you, turning it around and making it amazing and serving it up hard on the stage. The fans are thrilled, we're thrilled, and tonight, we couldn't be happier to crown one of you the first drag supermonster of the world.
Before we begin, I want to remind you guys of why we're doing this pageant in the first place. Drag has blown up in the world, but only a certain sort of aesthetic has taken off, and it's left a lot of really creative, talented people feeling left behind. To us, we feel it's almost a responsibility of ours to make sure that people know about all the different kinds of drag that there are, celebrate them, bring them out, and put them on display for the world to see.
You know, that's right, because we're kind of all a family of outcasts. That's what we are. We've invited you into our family. It's what we all are. And out of pain comes creativity. And out of that creativity comes this level of art, and it's what we've all come together to celebrate.
Ladies, your floor show was absolutely breathtaking. You excited us, you thrilled us, you looked gorgeous, you scared us, you disgusted us. It was everything we've been looking for this whole competition. Thank you so much,
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was brilliant. We got a little bird's eye view into your nightmares, your horrors, and your most glamorous moments. It's really what this competition is about, sort of celebrating the uncelebrated, and we love you for it. We're gonna take a minute to go down the line and speak with each of you and just share our thoughts and feelings about what you've done, not only on the stage tonight, but throughout the competition. So Vander, why don't we start with you? You consistently delivered right from the start. You mentioned that you had never been in a competition before, you were baby queen. I mean, these are things that people remember in all the comments and their first exposure to you. But consistently, throughout every single episode, you've stepped up, you've impressed everyone, and you've showed them whether you have experience or not. It really doesn't fucking matter in this game, because there you stand as one of the final three, and it's well deserved.
Vander, it has been an honor to watch you grow during this show. You brought so much to the table that you've impressed me beyond what I expected. You not only are a fierce queen, you come alive on stage, you perform very well, your costumes have been immaculate, and you also have a brain for marketing, which is very important in going forward in the competition. You know, the world of nightlife and performing in clubs and drag is really difficult, and it's very cutthroat. And you impressed me out of the gate because you were able to keep your focus on the competition, not get distracted by the bullshit, and rise to every challenge that we issued to you. So, well done.
Thank you so much. I think like going into the competition, I really underestimated myself as a queen and as an artist, and being in the competition against so many fucking amazing queens really sort of pushed my work and my art to places I don't think I had quite taken it yet. So thank you so much for giving me this platform to showcase my art. It really means a lot.
Well, thank you for sharing it. Oh, Miss Frankie Doom and her two girls right up front. You do not disappoint. You're my punk rock princess. You're my demon baby sister. I think what you've shown us through this competition is your ability to adapt and change. You stay true. We always saw titties and dirtiness and some filth, which I love. I think it's part of your brand. I think it's part of what makes someone a Doom. But you've shown us, and I think one of my favorite looks tonight is that you can polish it up and show a glamorous look and really own. I love the horns. I love seeing you adapt and change and take our advice and transform yourself into a more powerful, more beautiful monster.
Yeah, it's been a really amazing ride. I mean, I took a break for a bit to go to Alaska and have a good time. When I came back, it was kind of really crazy to just jump back into drag really fast. And wow, I've learned so much. I've changed so much. I've evolved. I feel like my character, Frankie, has grown so much from being just a girl covered in blood and throwing herself on the floor to a girl in beautiful gowns with great tits, And it's just been really fun to grow and still keep my punk side, but not be afraid to embrace like glamour and beauty and just different facets of it. It's been really cool to express my demon, and I just want to thank you guys so much for it. It's been a dream come true.
Oh, we love you.
You know, Frankie, a lot of people watching the show don't understand the long history of drag and all the different elements that there are to drag. And you represent an aesthetic that hasn't been represented on a large format yet. You have a gutter punk queen aesthetic, and you own it, you live it, and that's why we love you. You know, you're showing a lot of people this kind of drag for the first time. I think it's important, I think you do it well, and I am proud that you are the one on stage with us to represent that aesthetic.
That means so much to me. I love that you guys appreciate what I do. It means so much. I've got tears.
You're a punk rock princess.
Thank you guys so much. I love you guys.
We love you too. And Melissa Be Fierce, mother of the house of Be Fierce. And I think now we can all see why. The one thing with you is I respect you more after having gone through all of this because you showed everybody how you were going to redefine yourself. You didn't let anybody's feedback define you. They saw you as one thing, a glamour queen, why is she even here? And honestly, at the end of that runway show, there should be not one question in anybody's mind. It was filthy. Your glamour look tonight was like a million diamonds cast in a web, and you were this deadly, poisonous widow in the center. It was just brilliant. You did an amazing job tonight.
Thank you so much. It was my quinceañera.
Oh, and let me just say a little something about the blasphemy. I have a warm little place in my heart for blasphemous performance. I think it takes a lot of courage to do that because it casts stones at so many things that we see and we know in this country. So bravo one more time for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Melissa, you have so proved to the world that you are a supermonster. I mean, to me, your part of the floor show tonight was my favorite show I have ever seen at any Dragula event, Dragula show, anything to do with our clubs. It was my absolute favorite.
Thank you so much.
Your road in the competition has been rocky, but it's been fun to watch. You always spoke your mind. You know, a Dragula girl is a strong person. You know, it takes a lot of strength to enter a competition like this, do all these controversial things and come out without losing sense of who they are, and you never did that. You always stood up, you said what you thought. When you thought you were going home, you fought your ass off to stay here, and you impressed us. You are, like I said, a super monster already.
Yeah, actually, you know what? It's been such a beautiful journey having to be part of this competition. I think it's kind of switch my drag a little bit, you know, like it's not just one certain style. Now I could do something just filthy and, you know, just slay, you know, and I thank you guys, honestly, thank you guys for seeing something in me and allowing me to bring this fierceness that I am to you guys' competition, and I am like beyond thankful, and I would never ever in my life regret anything that I did throughout this competition because I enjoyed and I loved every single minute of it. Thank you so much.
Well, listen, girls, you've given us a lot to think about because, of course, we came here tonight with preconceived notions of what we might see, and I think that those preconceptions have been shattered.
Absolutely. Honestly, it's anybody's game at this point. You all three are so strong in your own arena. We really have a lot to think about.
But why don't we take a moment, discuss what we must discuss, and when we come back, we will be crowning Dragula, the world's first drag supermonster.
Well, what do you think?
Melissa redefined herself today.
I know.
Every time, every look. The glamour was amazing. That fabric could wear queens. She wore it, she owned it. Like 1,000 diamonds wrapped around her. She looked brilliant.
I think that fallout from the previous extermination, she got a lot of hate for that. I really feel that that woke her up, like in a way. Like she came out hard.
A bitch could buckle under that too, and she didn't. She did it all. I made her stronger. She impressed me.
Me too. I mean, every single look she nailed. Every single look.
That.
And I'm telling you, to me, that last look, the religious look.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing that I've ever seen at Dragula, ever, hands down.
her, the horror of that, like, I loved it because she came out and it told a story. First of all, she looked haunted. It was all white. It was brutal. It was almost tragic because she had that lover. You could see it. I mean, the story just spelled itself out immediately. And then she owned it the way that she did. Fuck her, and like stabbing him was kind of, you'd feel it.
But what about Vander? Because Vander not only, like, he brought some punk filth tonight that he doesn't always bring. And you know I love a little bit of that. That was some extreme shit that he pulled on the runway.
Oh, wow.
Like making himself get sick on the prop that was there was pretty, like, incredible.
And she was really cute too because the look with the puppy, she was owning her kink, she was owning her puppy, she was owning that reveal. Amazing.
I think so too. I almost felt like I had my mind made up before that runway show.
Oh, I know.
And then when that happened, I literally was like, I really don't know.
I know.
You feel like that too?
I did, of course. Frankie, I think she was getting a little bit of a Boulet fantasy.
She woke up in the sense of, like you said, she realized who she was tonight. I've always like, you know, some people don't see what we see in her, but she's like this really gutter punk Frankenstein drag queen, which is like so much to do with Dragula. And tonight, you could feel that she felt like she was that Frankenstein
absolutely. We've
queen.
been pushing her that since the first or second episode. Like, we feel you, we see you, but you need to bring it up. You need to bring it to 10. You're like holding everything back. And I really feel like the floodgates have opened and doom is like pouring out everywhere.
But you know what? That if you look at her, if you compare her to the other two, during the competition, she was up and down. So how can you know, if
Did
she
you think so?
Well, if she wowed you tonight, right?
Which she
can
did.
you ignore some of the times she fumbled in the past?
Vander was steady right out of the gate and always delivered, which is a lot to celebrate. But Frankie was a surprise. We saw this whole transformation, this metamorphosis coming into his own strength.
Right.
But then there's Melissa too, who took all of this heat. We had all these preconceived notions of like, what is a Melissa P. Fierce? I know she's glamour. Oh, she's this side of town. She does these kind of shows. But then all of a sudden she's giving us blasphemy on level 10 that's making you gag.
Yeah, well, that's the thing I've always thought through the competition with Melissa was that she's this killer beauty queen. That's why she's in the competition. A lot of people didn't see that, but I'm like, this girl is a strong bitch.
You know, I think this conversation is just affirming a lot of my feelings inside, and it's always good to check in with you, doll.
Well,
but
how would you know what to think?
Hope you're hot. I'll pop those two eyes out. But I think I know.
You think you know
I think
who
I
you
know.
want to wear? The thing is, I'm a little torn. I feel like the person that we send forward has a job to do. They have a lot of ground to cover. They need to spread the message of alternative drag across the world. So whoever is going to take that crown needs to be able to do that. They need to have the qualities and the forethought and the strength to like walk across this country to the gay bars and perform and own it and spread the message of alternative drag. So that's what leaves me a little torn.
I know that you're right, and I know that I do know. I still know.
All right, I think it's time that we
crown ourselves a Supermonster.
It's been a long, sadistic, and painful ride to the top, just as we designed it.
And of course we love all of our ghouls, but there could only be one winner, and we've made our final decision. The winner of Dragula, the world's first drag supermonster, is Vander Von Odd.
There you are, love.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome to the family.
Go forth and spread the gospel of filth, horror, and glamour.
Catch the official Dragula reunion on the next season of Hey Qween. And remember, there is still time to help us reach our grand prize goals by contributing at Indiegogo, keyword Dragula.